we have a high, low, higher high, last down close candle, seen it as a bearish breaker. I want to see that offer resistance, and I may consider that shorting opportunity. Do that. If I can get filled here. If not, then no big deal. Yeah, small risk. Let's see if I can get this. If it runs without me, then I'll take off my sell limit. Single pass up, single pass down, trading into that. I'm gonna put mean threshold of the breaker. I want to see the bodies respect that. And then if we can take out this low, I'll move my stop to break even. I like where the body's closed and open here, respecting mean threshold of the breaker. Now I did get the breaker using the 2-minute chart simply because if we move this over, we have like a lot of wicks and it's not really that clean. But if you go to your 2-minute chart, the breaker is really anchored on this candle here just because it's a little bit more clean, I guess. But the logic is still the same. We have this high here, this low, that high. I'm looking at this down close candle on the 2-minute chart because the 1-minute chart is just kind of choppy. So if you saw me go to a 2-minute chart, that's what I was looking at. Okay. And I'm moving my stop loss just above mean threshold of this up close candle, right above midpoint. So if we take this entire candle here, oh my gosh, my chart is messy. Hold on. So this entire candle, mean threshold is right here. My stop loss is placed just above that. I want to see that act as resistance and take us lower and get sell side down here. I like how that candle closed right at the opening price of that up close candle. I love that. So I'm going to take this breaker off because my focus is in this up close candle here. Right there. Negative bearish order block. So I like how we close and open right at that opening price. It's acting like a brick wall. And again, I want to see us rip through this low. Already, I don't like how we're stalling and taking forever to get through this low. I like to see it just one candle, speed, and then quickly get to our main objective, which is down here. But it's the PM session, so it's a little slower. And closing right at that opening price again. I love seeing that. That's telling me that it's acting like a brick wall. The algorithm's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. That opening price on the order block is the most sensitive. So I want to see that offer resistance. It's beautiful. Exactly what we wanted to see. While we're sitting in this trade, we have webinars every week. For those who haven't checked the announcements, we have webinars every Friday. So throughout the week, just send topic ideas, whatever you guys want to cover in the webinars. They'll be about an hour. I'm going to try to keep it to only like 3 to 4 topics every Friday, just so we don't do like 2 minutes of everything. I want it to be very detailed. So anything you're struggling with or anything you want to go over in TradingView, just share it in the chat room, subscriber chat room, so that way I can go ahead and get started on that, get prepared for it. Now I'm watching to see if we form a fair value gap here, because if we do, I'm going to treat that fair value gap like a breakaway gap. Trail my stop just above this up close candle, which is a bearish order block. That wick is fine. Trade it up into the up close candle. It doesn't kill the trade idea, but preferably I would like to see that stay open. Now if I had multiple contracts on, if we were to take out this low, I would pay myself there, run down some of that equity, but I can only trade one contract, so it is what it is. So there's where I would have taken my partial underneath that low. You can see us snapping down, taking that out. Now if we take out this low here, then I'll move my stop above this swing high, because I wouldn't want to see this up close candle traded to again. So I'm watching to see if we take out that low, and I'll lock in a little bit more profit. Oh, I'm not sure I explained my stop loss up here. On my initial entry, my stop loss was placed above mean threshold of these 3 up close candles here. So I took the low all the way to the high of these 3 candles. My stop was placed just above that. So even though we wicked all the way up, I was expecting mean threshold of that, pretty much the upper half of the bearish order block. Wanted to not see that traded too, so that was the logic behind my stop loss placement. And then we talked about that opening price of bearish order blocks. That's the real resistance. Okay, that's the most sensitive point in an order block. Look at the body stopping there. And then we also have a volume imbalance right here. And again, I'm not trailing my stop loss down until we take out this low, if we take out this low. All right, so we took out this low. I'm gonna move my stop loss above this high here. And then I'm looking for speed, large, fast candles to that sell side. Sell side down here, which is also, for those who joined in a little late, that's this fair value gap on the daily chart. And then unless we form another up close candle before we hit our sell side, I'm not moving my stop. So my stop is going to stay here throughout the remainder of the trade, unless we form another bearish order block and displace away from it. But for now, my stop loss is going to stay here. Don't want to trail it prematurely, get stopped out when you shouldn't have. I like how calm you are. I mean, yeah, it's just the same thing every day. Like win or loss, it's, you know, it's just price action. I wasn't always this way though. Like, like back when I was still trading supply and demand and just like working on my way to be profitable. Like whenever I get in a trade, like I'll be jumping around, I'll be hyping myself up, like just doing the most. But win or loss, it's just like, are you following your rules? And I'm really big on managing your risk. Like who cares if you go on a winning streak or a losing streak? Like none of that matters. Are you managing your risk? Because that's going to do all the heavy lifting for you. So like, I don't really care if I win a trade today or tomorrow. I'm more focused on long term. How am I finishing the week? How am I finishing the month? How am I finishing the quarter? And that takes away the amount of stress that you put on yourself each and every trade that you get into. Because if you treat every trade like it's do or die, like I need this one trade for my combine, I need 1%, I need 2 more percent. If I get a 2-to-1 risk to reward, like I'm this close. It's like you're putting so much emphasis on that one trade, when in reality you should be focusing on where am I at as far as finishing the month, where am I at as far as finishing the quarter, am I on pace to finish the year in the green? If you had that long-term mindset, being in a trade like I am now, it's not gonna really have any significance because I'm in it for the long run. Like I want to be trading for years and years and years. So who cares if I lose 0.5% on a trade in the PM session? It doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things. I mean, prop firms it's a good resource. You know, like I don't want to bash it. Like obviously I'm affiliated with Top Step. There's nothing bad against prop firms, but like if you're looking for true freedom and just like, you know what I mean? Personal funds is where it's at. But prop firms is a good vehicle to use to get payouts and fund that personal account. But like that may be one of the quickest ways to fund your personal account, but it's not the only way. Like if you have a job, throw money in from your job into your personal account. If you have a business on the side other than trading, I don't know, if you work on cars or if you do hair or if you sell stuff on eBay, I don't know, whatever side hustle you have other than trading, use that money to fund your trading accounts. It's like, you know what I mean? So prop firms, it's not do or die. Like prop firms isn't the answer to everything, but it's still a great resource. Man, I prefer, like, I don't know if it's just me, but I prefer like a $500 win on my personal account than a $1,000 win on a funded account. Because for one, on my personal account, that $500 I made, I could withdraw that tonight. Like that would be in my bank account by tomorrow morning. When it comes to prop firms, like, okay, you made 1,000, but then like at least with Top Step, you need to have at least 5 trading days where you made at least $200. And then when you're ready to pay yourself, get a payout, you can only take half of that out. So it's just like personal funds is the way to go, in my opinion. All right, so we have this up close candle here. I'm going to trail my stop above that. Lock in a good amount of profit. I'm satisfied with that if I get stopped out. But I want to see some speed as we attack that sell side and daily fair value gap. In my mind, I don't want to be in this trade anyway if we were to take out this swing high. So I'm comfortable trailing my stop there. Maybe one day. We'll check it out. All right, so there we go. Stopped. I'll take it. Didn't get that high, that fair value gap or the sell side. That's a decent exit though. If we are reversing from here and we don't want to take out sell side, entering this volume imbalance here, that was the basis of my entry. And of course we had that breaker, but using the volume imbalance as an entry, holding for that target. Stop loss was placed above this high, got stopped out on a deep retracement. Even this high was taken out, so I like where I got out at. But I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Hopefully y'all made some money today. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's stream at 9:30. All right? Peace.